Ever meet a woman who doesn't look loud, doesn't perform genius for the room, and still makes you think, yeah, something is different here? She is not chasing the spotlight. She is not turning every conversation into a little stage show. And yet, the more you listen, the more obvious it gets. Her mind runs on a different track. She notices what other people miss. She can sit in silence without fidgeting like it's a crime. And she seems way more interested in understanding people than in getting admired by them. Psychology has a pretty interesting read on this. Real intelligence usually leaks out through habits that look plain from the outside, not through big speeches about how smart someone is, through the way they move through the world, quietly, consistently, annoyingly well. Here are three surprisingly common habits of highly intelligent women. The first habit is that they are comfortable being on their own. A lot of people treat solitude like something to escape. Highly intelligent women often treat it like useful territory. That is, where they read without interruptions, think things through, start projects, or just let their minds wander without all the noise barging in. Research on curiosity and creativity suggests that people who think deeply are often drawn to quieter settings, because silence gives their attention room to breathe. For them, being alone is not a sign that something is missing. It is where their thinking gets stronger. And once you see that, the next habit starts looking even more revealing. The second habit is that they ask more than they explain. A lot of people think intelligence means always having the perfect answer, locked and loaded. Cute idea. But the more a person learns, the more they usually realize how much they still do not know. That is why truly bright women are often unusually curious. They listen closely. They ask precise questions. They follow up instead of rushing to sound impressive. They are not trying to dominate the room. They are trying to understand it. And that curiosity is not some tiny side trait. It is often one of the clearest signs that someone is thinking deeply. But the third habit goes further, because it has nothing to do with sounding smart at all. The third habit is that they do not feel a need to impress everyone. This one may be the rarest. Highly intelligent women usually do not spend much energy proving what they know. They do not need the final word. They do not argue just to win. And they are not constantly checking for approval like it is oxygen. Instead, they put that energy into learning a skill, solving a real problem, or building a life that actually matches their values. Psychologists often call this intrinsic motivation. In plain English, it means being pulled by growth, not applause. Once that becomes your main drive, you stop performing for an audience. And that is where quiet confidence starts to look stronger than display. By a lot. Of course, none of these habits automatically mean someone has a high IQ, and not every intelligent woman will show all three. People are messier than a neat checklist. Intelligence can be verbal, analytical, creative, emotional, or practical. Still, research keeps linking curiosity, self-awareness, and a willingness to keep learning with long-term intellectual growth. The smartest people are not always the ones talking first or loudest. Sometimes they are the ones listening longer, noticing more, and asking the question nobody else thought to ask. And if you've met someone like that, you already know the vibe. It does not announce itself. It lands, quietly. Then it stays with you. If you want, I can turn this into a more dramatic voiceover version, a tighter retention-first cut, or a more documentary-style script.